This team doesn't know when it's beat, does it? Twice we've come from behind today. I probably think a draw were a fair result. I thought we were excellent that second half. I thought we came out with some real intent. I thought as big blokes got us on the front foot. I thought they really frustrated us as well in that first half, and as discipline wasn't what it needed to be. But credit the players, they got the result in the end.
Put a lot of effort into that first half. I thought, if we were a little bit better, we could have went into half time a little bit more in front. But a couple of passes didn't stick. But I thought we were in control at half time, and in the second half, I mean, we didn't have many opportunities down their end, and when we did, we turned the ball over, so that hurt. But we did a good job on Fafita for the majority of the game. But the more ball they had and the more field position they had in the second half, he sort of come into the game and he hurt us. So it was disappointing. It's
going to cost us a few more quid, I think, after after tonight. He's already talking about it in dressing room. Listen, he were excellent. I thought his second stint were unbelievable. To score the tries that he did, I thought Huddersfield did a really good job on him that first 25 minutes. I think when we brought him off, he'd done something like 26 tackles, and he made him do some work that he probably didn't want to do. So we decided to get him off a little bit earlier. He were great. He were great for us tonight. I thought he, the best player on the pitch.
I'm not too sure. What happened, what the call was with Young Senior in the play the ball. I mean, the referee's got him for a drop in the play the ball. I've watched it 10 times since, and I'm not too sure what the call was for. And it was crucial. They got the ball and they kicked the 1 point after that. And I didn't get a memo during the week talking about changes to the play the ball. I mean, most play the balls over here are sloppy, and that was no different. So I'm not too sure why the referee felt he had to come in and rule that. And in the end, it killed us. We did all that hard work, and Chris is right. A draw would have been fair. Take nothing away from Wakey. We had them under the gun. Different stages throughout that game, but they hung in there. And they got some players. They got some players that can hurt you if you drop off your concentration. And Fafita got us twice. Disappointing. I thought Reece Lynn caused us plenty of problems, and they were players we did a lot of preview on during the week. So we just weren't quite good enough. It's disappointing the way that 1 point came about, but at the end of the day, we just weren't good enough on the night.
Max Jout's only had one game there, and we're trying to teach Max on the go, and during games, and it's not just. We could have done a lot of better things on the guys from the inside as well. The middle's just letting the half skip, and we needed to put some more pressure. So it's something that we're going to work on. I think that's 2 weeks running now is left off. Sorry, last time we played, when Max played, the target at that age. So we've got to do some more work there. But I thought second half he was very good. He was very good. He carried the ball well and defended. He came with some real good defensive reads. So I'm pleased for Max. It's a tough position to defend. But I thought that certainly that second 40 minutes he showed his true colours. I thought he was really good.
The longer that game went on, particularly when we were locked up, you just knew he was going to get a crack at some stage, and he doesn't miss many of them, Brough. So good luck to him. They deserve their win. It's just disappointing. Just a bit disappointing the way that second half panned out. Like I said, we had half the ball inside their 20 than they had in ours. I think the penalties were 5-1 against us. We just couldn't get any momentum down the other end of the field. And the harder we worked, the more Fafita and Paulie and Reece Lynn and those quality players they do have, they came into the game and they hurt us.
We certainly know how to come back. That's 2 or 3 times this year where we've been behind, and even the Warrington game, it could have gone either way. There's plenty of fight in this, plenty of spirit in this team. And again, we just don't know when we beat, and it showed again tonight.
Did it mean something extra special to Danny looked like he really enjoyed that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He enjoyed it. I think he got a little bit of stick early on in the game. I thought Huddersfield were excellent that first 40 minutes. They frustrated us. They slowed the ruck down inside the 10, and our discipline wasn't where it needed to be. We probably lost us cool a little bit because we, things going on in the ruck and on the try line that maybe we wasn't controlled. But I thought second half we were excellent. I thought, like I said, we came out with some real intent and scored a couple of nice tries as well. So tailor two halves, I suppose. Well, you take St Helens and Warrington out of the equation. It's a free for all, isn't it? There's a great opportunity for any club, and that's why we spoke about how important the run of home games that we've got is, because you win the majority of those games. It gives you a hell of a chance of getting to where we need to be, and where we need to be is involved in a semi-final football. There's a hell of a lot of games to go at. There's going to be lots of things go on now with next 19, however many rounds there is before the semis. But we're giving ourselves a good chance, and we play like we played like tonight and the last couple of weeks, with that kind of spirit, then we'll win more than we lose.
After a pulsating game of rugby league on Davidson.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, we're going on. It wasn't very good for most of it, though, was it?
No, it was Huddersfield slowed Wakefield down quite well for most. They defended really well. Tight game, very dramatic in the last sort of 15 minutes, wasn't it? Dave Fafita just playing like Andrew Fafita, and then Danny Brough with the killer drop goal at the end.
Yeah, as Chris Chester mentioned in the press conference, Dave Fafita out of contract at the end of the season, and looking like he might have a few more quids at the end of his contract.
His step for the second try was sensational. Yeah, just force of nature for a lot of the game.
And apparently it wasn't wearing his pink shorts there. I didn't know.
Yes, no pink shorts. I don't know if they've been banned or what. But of course, it had to be Danny Brough at the end.
Yes.
He really enjoyed that. I think he'd copped some stick from the Huddersfield fans during the game, and very, very happy to keep that winning drop goal.
Let's talk about Huddersfield, because they were very good from most parts of the game. Defensively very good. Frustrated Wakefield very well at the play of the ball, and when they had their chance, I know Sam Woolford said afterwards perhaps they gave away too many penalties, but I thought they only had a couple of chances and they took them and had the lead a few times and probably should have gone on and won.
Yeah, I think over the 80 minutes they were the better team, in my opinion. Their defence at times was brilliant, and they just sort of faded at the end, and there was a controversial call which ended the opportunity for a drop goal at the end and went against them. But I can understand they'd be very, very disappointed, because it was a much improved performance that we've seen at the start of the season. So yeah, bit of pill for the Giants.
Controversial decision. Apparently, I couldn't see where I'm sat in the press.
No. I'd have to see the replay, but was a play the ball by Inner Senior. Yeah, and I think Simon's Woolford's comments, but all the play the balls in England are,
which is in fairness, you can't really disagree with that point. But it wasn't a classic game. But Wakefield got the victory 17-16. Draw maybe in the favour, but we don't have draws anymore.
No, I thought we were headed for another golden point game. I was excited.
Well, it's surprising now, because against Warrington it should have been golden point as well.
Exactly.
And that one ended up not being a golden point excitement finish. But Wakefield, another win, and that's the most important thing today, because the performance was okay. You know, I'm not saying Wakefield played badly, but the 2 points on the board, as we keep saying, especially in this run of home fixtures. Chris Chester said they've targeted these fixtures, and it gets them further away from the bottom end, because it is a very tight division this year.
It is, and sitting in fourth is a great place to be at this point in the year. And also he mentioned about bringing in a reinforcement this weekend, hopefully. So no clues as to who that will be, but we imagine it'd be a winger or a centre after that left edge being decimated.
Yeah, he mentioned Max Jarrett in the press conference. He's not a winger, but he's doing a decent enough job out there. He was definitely, Scotty always tells us on a Monday, wingers stand on the wing and you'll defend all his tries, but he was
actually do a lot more these days, yeah.
He was slightly into the centre of the field for that try from Jeremy McGilvey, but you know, it was a decent performance from him. As you say, they need to tighten up on that left edge, but when you've lost Bill Tubu and Tom Johnston, 2 Dream Team members from last year, a lot of coaches moan about the players they're losing out through injury. I guess it's a matter of just getting on with it. But it's interesting to see who they do bring in, because we were discussing before we came on, there aren't any players to bring in really.
There's not really a huge kind of players not playing. I mean, I think I saw one name mentioned just on Twitter was Adam Swift at Saints, and I don't think he's had a game this year.
I think he's playing at Leon Dual Edge this weekend. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether a loan or something like that could be possible, but he would probably be the sort of player who would fit. And obviously there's been a speculation about Mason Campbell-Brown, who's obviously been at Wakefield before, and now potentially playing rugby sevens. We're not quite sure.
4,370 the Crown, Mark's asked. Who wins at Easter, Castle or Wakefield? I mean, Castle, if you're unaware, I mean, you've probably watched it on TV. We've been watching this rubbish, but you've been watching that at home probably. Come back from 20-0, 28, 4 down or something, and beat Wigan by 10 points.
Flares?
Which is, Flares on the pitch. Why do people take Flares? We're not German football. This is not Dortmund. But that's some comeback from Castle. They showed what they had last week in nearly beating Leeds. And this week they do beat Wigan. It was funny because some people were tweeting halfway through. These people who say Wigan in crisis, what do they know? And then who knew Castleford with 4 players in there?
We all know it's Leeds in crisis anyway.
It is Leeds men in crisis though. You're not going to get this right now because the Leeds women are quite good. I'm slightly concerned because I'm off on Sunday to watch them against Wakefield, so I'm hoping that they...
Hopefully it doesn't extend to Adam Cuthbertson's coaching.
Well, I mean, obviously, hopefully, but it will be interesting. But yeah, Leeds with that defeat yesterday, Wigan with a defeat today. These big clubs, the big sides, they're not living up to expectations.
No, I think going into this Easter game, you're sort of leaning maybe towards Wakefield. They keep coming back from positions, and they probably shouldn't have won this game, but that is a mark of a good side when you're getting results. Maybe you shouldn't do so. They're looking quite good at this early stage.
Danny Brough knows every blade of grass at the Jungle as well, of course, having played there. Between spells here at Wakefield and everywhere else he's been, so that'll be a cracking game over recent. Of course, next weekend, what a big game. Warrington obviously beating London today as expected. St Helens, the top 2 teams, will be being a meet next weekend.
Yes, I can't wait for that. I think it's going to be a real chance for Warrington to hand St Helens their first loss and just sort of show how good they are. And I think St Helens have just sort of been that much better than everyone else, and this will be the best test that they've had so far.
Are you going early then with your prediction? It's not what you're going to be going for on the league?
No,
because obviously you're one of the top tipsters in the Rugby League media this year.
Well, I think as I tweeted earlier in the week, bet heavily on Wigan tonight, so that turned out well. I don't gamble, so...
Gamble responsibly.
Yes, don't take my advice. I can't really see a clear winner in that game. Is that at the Totally Wicked Stadium, or is it the Holy Wicked?
I think it's at the Totally Wicked. The TWS, I think.
Yeah, maybe Warrington. They've just got a bit of momentum. Extra day turnaround.
Yes.
Not that that should matter that much, but no, it's too close to call, really.
Not having to fly back from France.
Yeah.
All these other things to add into that. Yeah. So far, we've had quite an interesting weekend of results. Obviously, the game here wasn't great, but Wakefield edging it out. Wigan capitulating, or Castle with a great comeback. We've not seen it, so we don't know. Warrington beating London, expecting Hull KR last night against Leeds. I know you didn't watch all the game.
No, I only saw part of it. Great for Hull KR, they really needed the performance and produced an emphatic one.
I mean, we all tipped Leeds on Monday night, and everyone's had their say about that, but everyone told us they were back. They were back. Leeds are back. Leeds are not back apparently. So
I didn't really think they were back because the game against Huddersfield was awful by both teams, and they just have that fragility in defence, which still, as David says, soft. Until they fix that, they've got the worst defence in Super League. Until they fix that, they're not going to win many games.
No, so still to come this weekend, Catalans and Saints tomorrow, Salford and Hull.
Yes, I'll be there at Salford.
Looking forward to. That's an interesting again because Hull coming off the back of that massive defeat last week against Warrington, but Warrington are any good as we know, and Salford
3 losses in a row, I think.
Again, they're all these inconsistent sides, aren't they? And that's the most important thing about tonight's result. The game's over, but Wakefield have got the 2 points. Salford need to get those 2 points from somewhere. A great opportunity against Hull, but apparently Gareth Ellis is back. So
they were competitive Salford against Wigan and against Wakefield. So I think I've tipped them, but it is a tough game to score. I think I've got a decent record against Salford, but I think Salford probably should have a bit too much.
Well, thank you very much, John. Amazingly, the Wi-Fi has held out for this programme, so proof that things do work here at Wakefield these days, which is good. We'll be back on Monday from 6 for the latest episode of Leeds Are Not in Crisis. Oh, no, they are.